Hello and welcome back to another video. Today going to be going over all of the prize vehicles for Series 17 in Forza Horizon 5, which is themed around Japanese automotive. So let's get straight into the important bit, the new festival prize vehicles, before we talk about a few other new details in this update. So let's kick things off with the overall prizes for this series. For 80 points overall, you can win the Nissan GT-R Nismo, which has already been in the game in the playlist previously, and for 160 points you can win the Subaru 22B, which is also already in the game. Moving on to summer, for 20 points you can win the Nissan Z, which is of course brand new to the game, but it happens to be the only brand new car coming to the game in this series, and we have known it was coming for quite some time, and it's, well, long overdue at this point. And for 40 points you can win one of the Arctic trucks, which is already in the game. Moving on to autumn, for 20 points you can win the Toyota MR2, the 1995 one, which returns from previous Forza games, and for 40 points you can win the Subaru Legacy, which is already in the game, having been in the playlist before. And winter, for 20 points you can win the Mitsubishi Galant VR4, which returns from previous Forza games, and for 40 points you can win the Toyota AT37, the other Toyota Arctic truck, which, like the other one, is already in the game. And finally, for spring, for 20 points you're going to be able to win the Toyota Sport 800, which is a really cool classic K car, returning from previous Forza games. And finally, for 40 points you can win the Nissan Sentra, which is already in the game and was quite recently actually in the playlist. As well as the cars though, and I think possibly even more excitingly, there is another great Event Lab update coming in Series 17 with a whole host of new props. 57 new unique pieces in fact, some of which also have colour variations. Most of them are actually bits to build car parks, car park parts if you like, which will be incredible to build our own buildings and, of course, car parks. Not just that though, but all of them will snap together, or at least most of them look like they will, which we haven't seen really since the Hot Wheels track game came in. So it's great to see that they're adding more pieces that do snap together, because, well, really there are nowhere near enough that do at the moment, and it's really fiddly to line things up. So it's great to see that these do, because otherwise you'd have a really uneven car park and the whole idea wouldn't work. So that's quite good, and I can't wait to give these a go after the update comes out on Tuesday. Many people actually mistook an image of this car park, which was used to advertise Forza's stream, which is where all of this information comes from, as a hint at a new expansion. Basically, a Nissan Z was shown in what looked like an underground car park, and a lot of people thought it was an expansion. I think some people did eventually figure out the location that was used for this image on the airfield, but just in case you were expecting an expansion, having heard about that image or whatever, there's no news on it yet. It's just some Event Lab props, which are fantastic. I can't wait to give them a go, but it's not an expansion. Another note relating to Event Lab is that in the playlist each week, to try and earn these new cars, there will be 2 Event Lab custom routes in each week, which is cool to see. It'll be fun to try out some more people's creations who we might not necessarily have tried out their routes otherwise. So that's good to see, changing the playlist up a little bit. Apart from that though, the playlist looks pretty much the same as always. As well as the new cars and the Event Lab update, there are a few other things to note. For example, there are going to be 20 new rims added from Enki Gozigen, apparently it's pronounced, and Borbet, so apparently we needed more wheels, which, yeah, it's just kind of more stuff we don't really want when we want new cars, but new wheels are new wheels, I guess we can't complain, but we do already have a lot of them, so it seems like a bit of a waste of new development and content when they could be adding cars. Kind of feels like they're filling in a bit for the fact there is only one new car in the update. But anyway, they did also mention that the following series, so not in Tuesday's update, but in the next one in Series 18, there will be another Horizon Rush takeover with a stunt park in the stadium, exactly the same as we got the same time last year. So I'm thinking that the updates throughout this year are probably going to follow a similar pattern to what they did in 2022. So overall, it's not too bad an update. There have been worse ones. I know some will be disappointed that there's no news on the second expansion, but given Motorsport appears to have been delayed until later in the year than we initially thought, maybe the expansion will be too. they've got a bit of time to kind of fill out until that new game comes out, so maybe they're delaying everything slightly, but I hope it's not too far away, because the game is getting increasingly kind of boring and people are stopping playing it, so hopefully we hear about that soon, but not yet. There is only one new car, which is a bit of a shame, and I know some people will be disappointed by that. I am a bit. But it is one that I very much look forward to driving in this game. It's long overdue in Forza, and it's just incredibly cool, but we've known about it for a while, so it doesn't feel that exciting, but at least there is one. The Event Lab bit, though, does look really cool. I love using the Event Lab tools, and it's good to see so many new props, and that there are finally more that snap together. So that, along with the Nissan, it's pretty good. It's better than some updates have been recently, let's say, but it's not gonna change the game, is it? But it's good to see that car that really should be in there, and another update for Event Lab. As ever, Series 17, well, the update containing Series 17 will drop on Tuesday, with the new playlist itself kicking off on Thursday. For now, for this video though, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.